Okay, preparing to live stream. And you're all set. You can go. You are now live on YouTube.
Will, it looks as though your screen may be frozen.
I'm not.
Okay.
Just waiting, and we're live, and we have enough trustees in, so let us start the meeting now. It is March 18th at 4:03 p.m. My name is Will Shorter. I'm chairman of the Anne Arundel County Library Board of Trustees, and I officially call this meeting to order. The first item on our business is, and also for public record, we have 13 trustees on the call, so we meet quorum requirements. I will now entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
I so approve.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
I
Ms.
second.
Beck seconds. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. The ayes have it. The agenda has been approved. The approval of the minutes from the meeting of February 18th. If everyone has had a chance to review the minutes, I will entertain a motion to accept the minutes.
I so approve.
Ms. Miller moves. Is there a second?
I second. This is Mrs. Ellis.
Mrs. Ellis seconds it. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. The minutes have been approved. The treasurer's report, Ms. Maxwell. I think Ms. Maxwell is there.
I forgot to unmute. Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you.
Okay. The financial report is as of February 28th, 2021. It's a mirror image of the report last month that was as of the end of January. We would have expected to receive 67% of our total funding, and there were no major variances in the county, state, video lottery, and Laurel racetrack revenues. However, the self-generating revenues are expectedly low, only 16%, both because of the limited face-to-face services due to COVID-19 and our new policy of forgiving fines. We only expect to receive about 20% of the funding for the entire year for the self-generating revenues. We are also projecting expenditures for personnel, business, and travel, and supplies and materials will be lower than the budget. Personnel will be affected mainly by vacancies, and business and travel and supplies and materials will be lower than budgeted because of usage due to COVID. The reduced expenditures are expected and projected to fully offset the loss in self-generating revenues. There are no other major variations realized with the expenditures of 62% of the funds that have been spent today. Does anybody have any questions?
Any questions for Ms. Maxwell? Hearing none, thank you very much for your report, Ms. Maxwell. The board accepts it. Now moving on to our foundation report, Ms. Miller and Ms. Beck.
From the foundation, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay.
Thank you.
As of March 2nd, 2021, the foundation has received donations of $157,890, which represents 498 donors with an average gift of $317 I think that's really amazing. Thank you to everyone who has made a gift to the library. Your philanthropic leadership is remarkable. Since the foundation's last report, the foundation has granted $3,000 to the library for virtual programs, such as classes in memoir writing, financial education, cooking, as well as upcoming events for Pride Month and kindness. Kindness lives here. Two different things, plus a TV to support gaming programs for teens. The 100th anniversary banners, also funded by the foundation, hung in downtown Annapolis during January and are now hanging in West Annapolis and hopefully will remain there for some time to come. Be sure to visit and check them out. Joyce?
Okay, the $100 for 100 campaign is going well. And to date, we have received approximately $26,000 from 225 donors. This campaign runs all summer and provides donors the opportunity to have their name listed at their favorite library and be invited to a special donor event in 2022. Our first Library Giving Day will be Wednesday, April 7th. This online giving event encourages community library lovers from around the country to show support and love for their favorite library system. Here in Anne Arundel, our Library Giving Day will support Summer at Your Library. We'll encourage donations of any amount because every dollar makes a difference, and collectively we can make our library better. We invite trustees to participate and share Library Giving Day with your friends via email or follow the library Facebook page and share Library Giving Day to your personal social media pages. Library Giving Day is a perfect way to share your love for our library system. And this is a comment, a mission moment from a customer. Quote, I want to let you all know how much I appreciate the virtual programs you have been providing since you have been closed. I have attended more of these programs from the comfort of my own home than I ever did in person when you were open. Thank you so much for doing this, end quote. And that's our report.
Thank you, Ms. Miller, Ms. Beck. That's really encouraging. And thank you to all the philanthropic leaders and the leadership of Kathleen and all of the foundation staff support, Julie, and our foundation board of directors. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. Are there any questions for Ms. Miller and Ms. Beck? Hearing none, we will now move on to the staff and CEO reports. Mr. Auld or any of your executive leadership team would like to share anything?
Okay, Mr. Shorter, thank you very much. I have about 3 or 4 items. The first I want to show you is a certificate of appreciation to Jacqueline R. Seaman. Jackie Seaman couldn't be with us today. She's traveling, but she resigned from the board a couple of weeks back, effective March 1st. And I want to just read this so you can know what we're saying in this, showing this appreciation. In recognition of your dedication to Anne Arundel County Public Library over the last 9 years, your commitment to education and your love of reading will continue to impact our community for years to come. For all your accomplishments and for your service, we are truly grateful and wish you the best of luck in your new endeavors. Presented this 18th day of March 2021, William A. Shorter Jr., Board of Trustees Chair, and Skip Auld, Chief Executive Officer. So I know we all will miss Jackie. She's been a great presence on the board the last several years, really, just about the whole time that I've been here. And so it's been great working with her, and we wish her well. I wanted to mention just a couple of other things. As you know, for most of the pandemic, we have been quarantining the books as they come in. We requested an opinion from Dr. Kalyana Raman on this because there's been new data, new information coming out, and he advised about a month ago, and we decided that starting this coming Monday, we will be ending quarantine of library books and other materials. So that will happen, and we'll be announcing that in an announcement that'll go out mentioning that, plus this one other item, which is that we have decided to go ahead and reopen the libraries on April the 12th. We went to the appointments recently, and that just has gotten going. We're kind of taking baby steps to get back to a fully reopened status. We won't require appointments starting April the 12th, which is a Monday. And Christine will be sending a notice out to that effect in the near future, not today or tomorrow, but in the near future. So that will go out, and I wanted you all to be aware that we're making that move.
Skip, Will there-
Yes. Ms. Beck, yes.
will there be any sort of public announcement about the reopening?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm referring to, that Christine Feldman will be sending notices out. There'll be a full blast on the reopening, which isn't going to be in the next day or so. Actually, she is on the call, and I would just ask her to state when that notice will go out.
We're going to let the public know, both our customers and through press release to local media, the week of March 29th. We're a little afraid if we let people know too early, they'll start showing up expecting to walk in the door. So the week of March 29th.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Feldman. So that will happen. Another
Thank you.
thing yes, thank you. So another thing we have been pushing on, this is trying to get the county to get our staff kind of up in the queue to be vaccinated. So we had a little bit of success with that, in that last week we had 10 of our staff who were able to get vaccines. Mr. Roundtree put out a query to the roughly 250 staff members who are in line first to get vaccines. These are our public-facing staff, plus some of our support who are working with our public-facing staff. And we had about 40 or 50 who have already gotten vaccines or who opted not to be part of this. So we did a lottery. We had our first 10 staff vaccinated. And then later today, I'm going to be posting another notice for staff, encouraging them to get vaccinated however the heck they can. It's not a great situation, and we're not top of the line the way that the school teachers were, and the public safety people who were first responders were. But our staff are out there. They've been out there with the public for months and months. We had all of our staff back at work last June the 1st, and we've had appointments. We were fully open, and so on. So we're trying to get the vaccines out there. So just want you to know they are anxious about it. I'm anxious, and we're going to try to get them vaccinated sooner. The big issue for the county is this extremely limited supply that the health department is getting. And so it's just been difficult, and we are hoping the floodgates will open soon with lots more vaccines coming into our county. Finally, I just wanted to mention that all of our staff are taking an online course on dismantling institutional racism. Our leadership staff have had some extra training on this, and we're working to try to understand ourselves as being not just seeking diversity, but trying to actively become anti-racist and understand that. There's a lot to this training. I even would commend it to the board. We can see if the board would be interested in that, and I'll talk to Will about that. But it's been quite valuable training. So that is the end of my report. Do I have any questions?
I just
Ms.
have
Miller?
a comment to make. I just wanted to say thank you to Christine for, she was quite helpful in putting the certificate together for Jackie Seaman. And so I just want to thank Christine. She wears so many hats, and we don't want to take them for granted. So thank you, Christine.
Yes, she does. I work with some great people, and Christine is right up there. Yes, thank you. Anyone else? Okay.
Thank you. And with that, we'll move to new business. The first item on our business is to approve the revised driving county-owned vehicle policy. And also, we will have to put in a motion to waive the 30-day rule for this because this is more of an emergency item or more urgent. So I will turn it over to Mr. Roundtree if he would like to present on it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. The purpose of the driving the county-owned vehicles policy was made, a need was made aware that we need to update it. There was a current policy that was already in place, but with the addition of the new van that's going to be used for programming, it's a beautiful van that's been wrapped with the county logo. A lot of other individuals in our library are going to be driving that vehicle. So I thought it would be a really need to update that particular policy and put a lot more teeth behind it. So this is an updated policy of one that was already in place and one that will also prepare us for the future for any additional vehicles that may come to our library system. So we're seeking a waiver of the 30-day waiver rule so that we can put that immediately in place and individuals can begin driving.
Ms. Beck? You're muted, Ms. Beck. And then after Ms. Beck, Ms. Solomon.
I would like to propose that we waive the 30-day policy for this new update.
All right, is there a second?
I'll second that.
Ms. Solomon. Okay, Ms. Solomon seconds. Is there any discussion? Ms. Solomon, would you like to speak? If you want to unmute.
No. No, I'm in favor. I'm in favor of the
You're coming in and out, but I think you're trying to say you're in favor. So we'll do a thumbs up on that. Good to me. Sounds good to me. Are there any, is there any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor to waive the 30-day policy to adopt the policy and adopt the policy, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nay. Hearing none, the policy passes unanimously. Now, the first reading, the climax of today's meeting is, as you all received, the bylaw revisions. And the bylaw revisions does one of two things. The first one is very minor. It's very technical changes to make sure we're up to date with our current practices of the board and just changing up any language. So instead of saying chairman, it just refers to as the officers as chair or chairperson. And just a few technical cleanups along the way, like posting notices of our meetings in the newspaper. I cannot think of any other public bodies that actually post in the newspaper. However, there are different mediums to actually post to the public that we're meeting as a group. And the big change is, as First Vice Chair Miller mentioned and explained at the February meeting, was the idea that we will switch to business meeting and a committee meeting structure for the board. So just to give you an overall, then I'll take any questions because you guys have received a lot of emails, heard about it last meeting, and I just wanted to see if you guys had any questions. But before that, how it'll work is that every other meeting will have a purpose. So 1 month you will have what we're having now is our business meeting, and we will conduct all the business that we have to as the board. Nothing will change there. The change comes when we enter into the next month. We will break out into our committees. So I'm proposing 3 committees, governance, strategy, and organization, which takes the place of governance committee. It still has all its responsibilities, but it expands the scope of that work. Then we'll have human resource and diversity. and that will also merge into our standalone diversity committee that we have now. And our budget committee will be a finance and audit budget to make sure we're being more robust in our financial fiduciary responsibilities and our auditing fiduciary responsibilities as well. I have sent out the proposed committee assignments if everyone agrees and votes on these bylaw changes at the next meeting. It's just, the idea is that we have a lot of work to do as trustees, and we want to make sure we're maximizing our time. And if we can find a way where, you know that this time every single month at 4:00, this is your library commitment. It saves time and it ensures that everyone can find the convenience to really collaborate together instead of trying to schedule as many meetings outside of this allotted time. So it's trying to streamline and make sure that we're being as productive as possible. Again, it's very overarching, and Barbara Maxwell, when I talked to her earlier in the week, she put it eloquently, and I can't steal this for myself, so I have to give her credit. She said, conceptually, the idea makes sense. It's when we get down to the implementation of it, we'll have to make refinements along the way. And I think that's a healthy way to look at this and a way to approach that. This is something new for all of us. So I ask you guys for your consideration and your open-mindedness about a way where we complete all of our responsibilities as trustees, but in a way that is most efficient and effective. So I'm going to be quiet and turn it over to you guys to see if you guys have any questions or concerns. Ms. Beck.
I am, as you know, conceptually very much in favor of this proposal. I think it's workable, and I think it will help a lot of people. I do see that there's a couple of rough edges we may, as you indicated, have to work with, such as policy decisions. There won't be any every month meeting, so we'll have to build in a system that if we have a policy where we want to delay it or we want to speed it up, that we can do that by a Zoom call, a Zoom meeting for one particular purpose, to take care of whatever business we need to take care of. Otherwise, I think it's great.
And that's a really good point. And in the draft of the bylaws, you would see I put, we'll designate a meeting if it's business, and I put and or committee meeting, just in case if we need the flexibility for the first 10 minutes to discuss a policy and vote on it as a collaborative body. And then we can break out into our committees. So it adds some cushion room to address that concern. And I know Janny Lane raised that concern as well. So that's why I added that language, to make sure that we're as flexible and as fluid to, address anything that may come up.
Good.
Any other initial questions or concerns?
Well,
Ms. Miller?
This is not a concern. I just think this is a great idea because for people who are new to the board, when we've had committees formed, not everybody was on a committee, and it was very difficult to get everybody together because everybody has such diverse schedules. So that we have this time committed ahead of time is a great way to use our time, and it's a great way for everybody to participate and get their feet wet in working on a committee, because it takes a lot of work and it should be distributed evenly amongst all of us. So this is very democratic, and I think it's a great idea. So that's my 2 cents worth.
No, thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none, so this is the next step. So according to our bylaws, we will officially vote on the revisions next meeting. Ms. Maxwell sent me some, technical amendments to add into it, and I'll make sure everyone gets an updated draft. But after this meeting has officially adjourned, we will, after closed session, we will break back into this room. Then we will go into our committee rooms, and then everyone will have a chance to meet with their initial groups and start discussing this proposed idea in a more intimate setting and really start collaborating on, what does this mean for your individual committee that you are assigned to. So again, this is something new. It's going to be an adjustment for all of us. And please give me and share your insights and feedback with everyone so we can make this as strong and as robust as possible. So with that, the last thing on our agenda is that we have to go into closed session if the body consents to it. And before I entertain a motion to go into closed session, I will briefly read out the reason why the board is going to go into closed session. So according to the Open Meetings Act, public bodies can close a portion of their meeting if it falls within certain parameters of within the statute. And the statute that we have authority to go into closed session is to discuss the appointment, employment, assignment, promotion, discipline, demotion, compensation, removal, resignation, or performance evaluation of appointees, employees, or officials over whom this public body has jurisdiction. Any other personnel matter that affects one or more specific individuals in it regards to legal advice or legal counsel. I'm sorry. With that, do I have a motion to go into closed session? And also I'll ask Mr. Ald and Mr. Rowland, if I know you guys are open meetings trained, if I complied with everything there. Mr. Rowland is giving me the thumbs up, so I know I am secure in my reading of it. So with that, I will now entertain a motion to go into closed session.
I so move.
Ms. Miller moves. Is there a second? Ms. Solomon seconds. We are now in closed session. And you should, yep. And everyone, please click on the breakout room. Join.
Where is join the breakout room? On the bottom of the screen? Join.
believe everyone is back now. Did we lose Barbara?
It's still showing in the closed session. It's 30 seconds to come back.
Okay, I see. All right. Perfect. So everyone's back. So we are now back in open session. There's no other official business before the board. Is there any points anyone would like to make before adjournment? Hearing none, I will hear a motion to adjourn. Officially, don't get off, but officially to adjourn.
I so move.
Okay, we are adjourned. This meeting is adjourned. Now we can break out into our committee rooms.
All right, I'm going to break you out into your committees, then I'm going to end the YouTube stream. Just a moment.
Thank you. And keep in mind, everyone, there's a first for everything. So. And Stephanie, if you can put me in governance, that would be great.
Stephanie, Mary Belcher is Kathy Belcher.
Okay, and you should be in. Which room would you like to be in?
Well, I want to make sure Kathy gets into her room.
Okay, I'm trying to see. Governance. Okay.
She's in governance?
Yes.
Okay.
So which one would you like to go into?
Hang on a second. Let me think about this. Governance, not governance, since Will is there. I'll leave that to him. HR and diversity. Thanks.
You're welcome.
It's all worked well. Good job.
Thanks. Trying to do.